Welcome. Thank you for being here, for gifting yourself this time and space. A pause in your day, a moment to rest and reset. In this practice, we begin by gently arriving into your own body, your own breath, your own present moment. This is a journey into courage and calm, and it begins here with a single breath. Fear is a natural part of the human experience. It serves as a guardian, warning us of danger, urging us to protect what we love. Yet fear can also become a veil, a shadow that dims the light of courage and quiets the stillness of calm. In this time together, we will learn to meet fear not with resistance, but with gentle awareness and open-hearted presence. Right now, there is nowhere else you need to be. No task or obligation demands your attention. This moment is yours. Feel the support beneath you, the chair, the cushion, the floor, and let the weight of your body be fully received by the earth. Allow your eyes to close softly if that feels comfortable, or keep them gently open with a soft gaze. Either way, invite your attention inward, toward the simple rhythm of your breath. Begin by noticing the breath as it enters and leaves your body. Feel the coolness as you breathe in, the warmth as you breathe out. No need to change or control it, simply observe its natural flow. Your breath is your anchor, a steady thread weaving you back to this moment whenever your mind wanders. Like waves on the shore, the breath rises and falls, constant and sure. Now, take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs fully. Hold for a moment at the top, and exhale gently through your mouth, releasing tension and softening your body. Let's do this together a few more times. Inhale slowly for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2 counts. 1, 2. Exhale fully for 6 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause softly before the next breath. 1, 2. With each inhale, breathe in calm, courage, and clarity. With each exhale, release fear, stress, and tension. Feel your body soften, your mind quiet as you sink deeper into the stillness beneath the surface of thought. Now allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm, noticing the sensations of the air as it flows freely in and out. Bring your awareness to the points where your body touches the floor or chair, the seat of your hips, the soles of your feet, the back of your legs. Feel the support of the earth beneath you. Imagine roots extending from your body into the ground, anchoring you deeply and securely. This grounding connection is your foundation, your safe harbor amid life's storms. Begin to scan your body gently with your attention, starting at your feet. Notice any areas of tension, discomfort, or warmth. Without judgment, simply observe. Allow your feet to relax completely. Move your attention slowly up your legs, calves, knees, thighs, letting each muscle soften with your breath. Feel your hips and pelvis release, your belly rising and falling naturally with each inhale and exhale. Move your attention up through your chest and back. Feel the expansion with each breath. Let go of any tightness or heaviness you may be holding. Notice your shoulders. Allow them to drop away from your ears, softening completely. Feel your arms resting gently at your sides or in your lap. Let your hands open and relax. Bring your awareness to your neck and throat. Release any tension, allowing your head to rest comfortably on your spine. Soften your jaw, unclench your teeth. Relax the muscles around your eyes and forehead. Feel the space around your temples expand as your face softens and smooths. Your whole body is becoming calm, relaxed, and open. Now, imagine your mind as a vast, clear sky. Thoughts may drift by like clouds, sometimes dark and heavy, sometimes light and fleeting. Rather than chasing the clouds or pushing them away, simply notice them as they pass, returning your focus gently to the calm openness beneath. This openness is your true nature, the spacious presence that exists beyond fear and distraction. In this space, courage begins to groan, the loud, heroic kind, but a quiet, steady strength rooted in being present with whatever arises. Calmness blooms naturally. Here, like still water, reflecting the sky above, bring to mind the word courage. Feel its meaning resonate in your heart. Courage is the willingness to face fear with honesty and kindness. Now think of the word calm. Allow a sense of peace to spread through your body with each breath. As you rest in this open, calm presence, you may begin to notice the subtle sensations of life flowing within you, the gentle beating of your heart, the rhythm of your breath, the flow of energy through your body. This living awareness is your true home, always available no matter what fears arise. Let us now deepen this connection with the breath through a simple practice. Breathe in slowly and deeply through your nose, counting silently to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath softly for a count of 2. 1, 2. Exhale fully through your mouth, releasing tension for a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause gently for 2 counts before the next inhale. 1, 2. Continue breathing this way at your own comfortable pace, drawing in calm and courage, releasing fear and tightness as you breathe. Visualize a gentle light glowing at the center of your chest, the heart space. With each inhale, see this light growing brighter, warmer, expanding outward. With each exhale, feel the warmth radiate through your entire body, dissolving fear and tension. Allow yourself to rest in this luminous presence, held by your breath and the steady light of your heart. If your mind wanders, gently guide it back to your breath and this inner light. There is no rush, no need to force anything, just be here. Breathing, feeling, opening. As you breathe in, silently say to yourself, I breathe in courage. As you breathe out, silently say, I breathe out fear. Repeat this mantra with your breath, allowing it to deepen your sense of safety and strength. Now, expand your awareness to include sounds around you, the rustle of leaves, distant voices, the hum of life. Notice them without judgment. As part of the present moment, let your attention return to your body, the weight, the warmth, the ease. Begin to notice any emotions or thoughts arising, perhaps nervousness, tension, or a quiet curiosity. Acknowledge them kindly as you would an old friend, without resistance. Imagine wrapping these feelings in gentle compassion, holding them with softness rather than pushing them away. Return once more to your breathsteady.com and feel yourself becoming more grounded, more present, more open. You are safe here. You are held by your breath, your body, and your awareness. Allow yourself to settle fully into this moment, free from expectation, free from judgment. With each breath, courage grows. With each breath, calm deepens. Stay here for a few more breaths, resting in the natural steadiness of your being. Here, Allow a long pause of about 2 to 3 minutes for silent breathing, with gentle ambient music or natural sounds playing softly, inviting the listener into deep relaxation and presence. As this segment flows into the next, carry this feeling of grounded, calm, and steady breath with you. Know that wherever fear arises, your breath is always here as an anchor. Your body is your home, and your presence is your strength. This is the foundation upon which courage and calm are built. As we continue this journey toward courage and calm, we turn our attention now to a companion that is often unwelcome, yet intimately familiar: fear. Fear is a feeling that touches all of us. It has many faces: a sudden rush of alarm, a quiet unease lingering beneath the surface, the knot of anxiety tightening in the chest. Sometimes it visits briefly, other times it feels like a shadow that stretches long across our days and nights. Yet, fear, like all emotions, is part of the natural flow of life. In Zen, fear is neither enemy nor friend, it simply is. It arises, it changes, and it passes away. Today, we will gently explore fear through the lens of Zen wisdom, learning to recognize its nature, to meet it with open-hearted awareness, and to allow it to pass without resistance or judgment. The nature of fear in Zen Buddhism. Emotions such as fear are understood as impermanent, fleeting phenomena. They are not fixed realities or parts of who we are at the core. Rather, they are like waves on the surface of a vast ocean, the ocean of our consciousness. Waves rise, change shape, and dissolve back into the sea, but the ocean itself remains deep, wide, appears and disappears. When we resist it or try to push it away, it often grows stronger, like a wave hitting a seawall. But when we allow it to beat, to notice it fully, without judgment or struggle, the wave gently loses its force and merges back into stillness. The great Zen teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh, reminds us that fear, like all emotions, carries a message. It signals that something matters deeply to us: our safety, our loved ones, our sense of self. By meeting fear with mindfulness and compassion, we can begin to understand the story it tells, without becoming lost in its grip. A story, the tale of the fearful monklet. Me share a story. A simple tale from Zen tradition that illustrates the nature of fear and how it arises and fades. Once there was a young monk named Jin. Jin was earnest and dedicated to his practice, but he was troubled by fear of failure, fear of the unknown, and fear of losing what he loved. One evening, as the sun set behind the mountains, Jin sat by a quiet pond in the monastery garden. The water was still and clear, reflecting the fading light and the first stars appearing in the sky. Suddenly, a small frog jumped into the pond, creating ripples that spread across the surface. Jin watched as the ripples moved outward, touching every corner of the water before disappearing entirely. The young monk realized that his fear was much like those ripples, a disturbance on the surface, momentary and passing, while beneath, the pond remained calm and whole. With this insight, Jin learned to watch his fear as it arose, like a ripple, not as something to fight or fear itself, but as a natural movement in the larger stillness of his being, observing fear without judgment. Now, let us bring this understanding into our own experience. Take a moment to settle comfortably, either seated or lying down. Gently close your eyes if you wish, or soften your gaze. Begin by bringing your attention to your breath, the natural in and out, steady and present. Now bring to mind any fear you may be carrying. It might be something small or large, recent or long-standing. Notice what the fear feels like in your body. Does it have a shape, a color, a temperature? Perhaps it feels tight in your chest, heavy in your stomach, or fluttering in your belly. Allow yourself to feel the fear without trying to change it. As you observe this feeling, notice any thoughts or stories that arise alongside it. Perhaps your mind says, "I can't handle this," or "What if something bad happens?" Recognize these thoughts as just that, thoughts, not facts. You may notice impulses, urges to avoid, escape, or fix the fear. Allow yourself to witness these urges without acting on them, like watching clouds pass through a vast sky. Remember that fear is temporary, a wave that rises and falls. You do not need to fight it or cling to it, just observe. With kindness and openness, you might silently say to yourself, "I see you, fear. I welcome you to be here." This simple acknowledgement can be profoundly healing. The breath as an anchor when fear feels overwhelming. The breath is a steady anchor that brings us back to the present. Return your attention to the natural rhythm of your breath. No need to change it. Simply feel it. Notice the cool air as you inhale through your nose, filling your lungs. Notice the warm air as you exhale gently through your mouth or nose. Let the breath flow easily, like a gentle river carrying you forward. If the fear intensifies, breathe into the places where you feel it most strongly. Imagine your breath flowing like soft light into those areas, soothing and softening them with every exhale. Release some of the tension and tightness you are holding. Know that you are safe in this moment. The breath is your refuge, always present, always available. Fear's message. Courage begins here. Fear is not the opposite of courage. Rather, courage is born within fear. It is the willingness to face fear with open eyes and a soft heart, like the young monk Jin, who watched the ripples on the pond. We can learn to witness our fear without becoming overwhelmed. This witnessing is a powerful act of bravery. It requires us to lean into discomfort, to stay present even when the mind urges us to run away. Each time we meet fear with awareness, we weaken its hold. Each time we breathe through it, instead of resisting, we plant seeds of calm and confidence. Reflective invitation. Take a moment now to reflect on your relationship with fear. Is fear a frequent visitor in your mind and body? Do you tend to resist or avoid it? Or do you find moments where you can simply watch it come and go? Consider what courage might mean to you, not as a grand heroic act, but as a simple choice to be present with yourself, even when it is difficult. Guided reflection. Close your eyes once again if they are open. Take a deep breath in, filling your lungs completely. Hold for a moment at the top. Exhale slowly, releasing tension. Allow your awareness to settle into your heart space, the center of your chest. Imagine a soft, warm light glowing there, light of kindness and acceptance. As you breathe in, draw this light deeper into your body, filling you with warmth and safety. As you breathe out, send this light outwards, surrounding your fear with compassion. Feel the boundary between your fear and your true self, the still, vast presence beneath. All emotions rest in this space for a few moments, a moment of silence. Pause here, for 2 to 3 minutes of silent meditation, allowing the listener to fully immerse in awareness of fear and breath, supported by gentle ambient sounds. Returning gently, begin to bring your attention back to the room, to the support beneath your body. Feel your hands and feet, your back and shoulders. When you're ready, gently blink your eyes open, carrying with you the calm presence that arises from meeting fear with openness. This is the nature of fear in Zen, a natural, impermanent wave on the ocean of your being. It is neither your enemy nor your truth. It is a messenger, a moment to practice courage.com and compassion. As we move forward in this practice, keep this gentle awareness close, knowing that fear can be met and released time and time again. As we settle deeper into this moment together, we invite a gentle exploration, an opening of the heart and mind to the sensations of fear that may arise within us. This meditation is an invitation to bring mindful awareness to fear without resistance, without avoidance, and without judgment. We will use the breath as an anchor, the body as a map, and the mind as a gentle witness. Through this practice, we begin to unravel the hold fear may have, discovering that it is simply a wave in the vast ocean of our being, something to be observed, felt, and allowed, rather than fought or suppressed. Let us begin settling in, preparing for meditation. Find a comfortable position. You may be seated on a chair, on a cushion, or lying down. Allow your body to find a posture that supports ease and alertness. Feel the surface beneath you, whether it is firm or soft, and allow yourself to be fully supported by it. Let your hands rest gently in your lap or by your sides. Close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable, or lower your gaze to a gentle focus point. Begin to bring your attention inward, turning away from external distractions to the quiet space within, beginning with the breath. Grounding awareness, bring your attention to your breath, the natural flow of air moving in and out of your body. Notice the subtle movement of the abdomen, or the rise and fall of the chest with each inhale and exhale. There is no need to change your breathing. Simply observe it as it is, sometimes deep, sometimes shallow, sometimes slow, sometimes quicker. With each breath, feel yourself becoming more present in this moment, more connected to the life within you. Take a slow, deep inhale through your nose. Hold gently for a moment at the top and exhale fully through your mouth or nose, releasing any tension you may be holding. Allow your breathing to settle into its natural rhythm. Let it become a steady companion, a safe harbor you can return to whenever the mind wanders or the body tightens. Body scan, bringing awareness to physical sensations now. Begin to bring your attention to the sensations in your body, starting at the crown of your head. Slowly scan downward. Notice any areas of tension, warmth, coolness, or discomfort. There is no need to change anything, simply observe. Notice the texture of your skin, the subtle sensations where your body meets the air or your clothes. Move your awareness gently to your forehead. Is there any tightness or relaxation there? Soften your brow, releasing any furrows you may find. Travel down to your eyes, feeling their weight in the sockets. Allow your eyelids to rest softly. Notice your cheeks and jaw. Does your jaw feel clenched or relaxed? If you find tension, allow it to soften with your exhale. Continue down your neck and shoulders. These areas often carry stress and worry. Observe any sensations without judgment. Feel the weight of your arms and hands resting comfortably. Sense the chest and belly rising and falling with your breath. Notice the sensations in your back, any pressure points or areas of ease. Feel your hips and pelvis grounded firmly on the surface beneath you. Travel down your legs to your knees, calves, ankles, and feet. Become aware of your entire body as a whole, connected, alive, and present. Inviting awareness of Furno. Gently invite your awareness to the experience of fear. You might begin by asking yourself quietly, what is my fear right now? Perhaps it is a specific fear, a situation, a thought, a memory, or a more general sense of anxiety or unease. Whatever it is, allow it to come forward in your awareness, like a visitor arriving at the door. Without pushing it away or holding onto it, simply notice where in your body you feel this fear. Is it in your chest, a tightness or fluttering? Is it in your stomach, a knot or churn? Is it a tension in your throat or a quickening of your heartbeat? Allow your attention to rest on the physical sensations of fear. See if you can approach them with curiosity, as if you were a compassionate scientist observing a fascinating phenomenon. Observing fear with kindness and curiosity. As you bring mindful awareness to these sensations, remind yourself, fear is a feeling. It is not a permanent state. It is a wave that rises, changes, and eventually falls. You are not your fear. You are the awareness that witnesses fear. Allow the sensations to be as they are, neither good nor bad, neither right nor wrong, simply present. Notice any urges that arise to resist the fear, to escape it, to distract yourself, or to push it away. Acknowledge these urges without judgment. Imagine these urges as leaves floating on a stream. Notice them and let them pass by. Bring your attention gently back to the sensations themselves. Feel the breath moving through your body, the steady rhythm beneath the waves of fear. You may find that by staying with the fear, its intensity softens, becoming more like a passing cloud than a storm. Breath into the Furno. Imagine that with each inhale, you are breathing into the place where you feel fear most strongly. Let the breath be a warm, gentle light, entering that space, softening, opening, and soothing. With each exhale, imagine releasing tension, tightness, or discomfort. Let your breath be a natural rhythm of meeting and releasing. If the sensations become too intense, remind yourself that you can always return your attention to the breath itself, the steady in and out. There is safety in the breath, a constant anchor in the present moment. Exploring the story behind fear. Fear often carries stories, narratives that tell us what might happen or what we must avoid. Bring to mind any thoughts that accompany your fear. Are there worries about the future, memories from the past, imagined scenarios, or what ifs? Observe these thoughts as clouds passing through the sky of your mind. See if you can separate the story from the feeling. The story is made of words and images. The feeling is the physical sensation in your body. Allow yourself to notice how these stories fuel the fear, sensations, and how, with mindful awareness, you can choose whether or not to follow them. Cultivating non-resistancing Zen practice. Non-resistance is a profound teaching. It means not pushing away what arises, nor clinging to it. Fear, when met with resistance, often grows. When met with open awareness, it can lose its power. As you continue to observe your fear, practice this. Resistance. Welcome the sensations and thoughts with a soft yes. Allow the fear to be present as it is. Knowing that you are safe in this space, you might silently say to yourself, I allow this fear to be here. I do not need to fight or fix this moment. I am here, present, and okay. Expanding awareness to the whole body. Now, expand your awareness beyond the areas of fear. Feel the whole body as a vast landscape of sensations, some bright, some dull, some tingling, some still. Notice the places where there is ease or comfort. Even amidst discomfort, sense the breath moving freely through your entire system. Imagine the body as a whole container, holding all experiences with room to breathe. Rest in the spaciousness that surrounds the sensations of fear. Integrating breath and body awareness, bring your attention again to the breath. With each inhale, feel your body expanding gently, creating space. With each exhale, feel a soft release, letting go of tightness or holding. Allow your body and mind to move in harmony with the breath, expanding and releasing, opening and settling. Know that this breath, this moment, is a refuge in the midst of fear. You have a place of calm and presence, allowing fear to shift and change. Fear is never static. As you continue this practice, observe how the sensations shift, rise, fall, or change quality. Perhaps a tightness softens into warmth, a flutter slows into stillness. Perhaps the fear feels more distant, less urgent. Watch with gentle curiosity as fear moves like a living thing within you. Notice how your relationship with it changes when you no longer resist or avoid, but simply allow and witness. Reflection on courage and openness as this meditation deepens. Reflect on the courage it takes to meet fear directly. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to be present with fear. In Zen, this courage is born from mindfulness, the clear, open awareness that allows us to see things as they truly are. Feel the strength that arises from this openness. Know that each breath, each moment of awareness is an act of bravery. You are cultivating a heart that can hold both fear and calm, both struggle and peace. Guided, gentle affirmations. Now, silently or softly, repeat the following affirmations, allowing their meaning to soak in. I am aware of my fear. I meet fear with kindness and curiosity. Fear is a wave on the ocean of my being. I am not my fear. I am the awareness that witnesses it. With each breath, I create space for calm and courage. I am safe in this present moment. I allow fear to be as it is, without resistance. Courage arises naturally within me when I am present. Repeat these phrases slowly, letting each one sink into your heart, resting in open awareness. Allow yourself to simply be with all the sensations, thoughts, and feelings that arise. There is nothing you need to do, no goal to reach, no outcome to create, just presence. If your mind wanders, gently return to the breath and the body. If fear returns, welcome it once again with kindness. This is the practice of mindful awareness, the practice of coming home to yourself when you are ready. Slowly begin to bring your attention back to the physical space around you. Feel the support beneath your body. Notice the sounds in the room. Feel your hands and feet gently moving when it feels right. Softly open your eyes, carrying with you the the calm presence and courage you have cultivated. Once upon a time, in a quiet mountain monastery, there lived a wise Zen monk, known far and wide for his calm presence and unshakable peace. People came from distant villages, drawn by tales of his serene wisdom and the strength that seemed to radiate from him without effort. Among the many seekers who found their way to this remote temple was a young student named Haru, burdened by a heart heavy with fear. Haru's fears were many. He feared failure, rejection, the unknown paths that life might take, even the simple prospect of standing alone in the silence of night. Though he had read many teachings and listened to sermons about bravery, nothing seemed to quiet the storm inside him. So, with a hesitant heart, he approached the old monk, hoping for a way to rid himself of this constant companion called fear. The monk listened quietly to Haru's confessions, his eyes gentle but piercing. Then, without a word, he beckoned the young man to follow him outside. They walked together to the edge of a cliff that overlooked a vast valley shrouded in early morning mist. The air was crisp, filled with the scent of pine and earth, and a light breeze whispered among the ancient trees. "Look out over the valley," the monk said softly. Haru obeyed, peering down into the gray haze, where the world seemed uncertain and endless. "What do you see?" the monk asked. "I see the valley," Haru replied, puzzled. "Exactly," the monk said. "The valley is vast, filled with many things unknown to you. Your fear is like this valley, broad and filled with shadows. But the valley itself does not harm you. It is your mind that fills it with stories." Haru frowned, unsure. The monk continued, "Fear arises when we imagine dangers that may or may not exist. It clings to us when we try to run away, when we resist what is. But fear cannot survive being looked at directly. It disappears when met with presence." Haru wanted to believe this, but his heart remained unsettled. So, the monk did something unexpected. He asked Haru to stand at the very edge of the cliff. "My master," Haru protested, "I am afraid to fall." "Good," the monk replied, with a knowing smile. "Fear is alive in you. Now, stand there and do not turn away." Trembling, Haru took a deep breath and stepped closer to the edge. His fear surged, but the monk's calm presence grounded him. The wind brushed his face, and the valley stretched out endlessly before him. The young student closed his eyes and focused on the sensations, the rush of air, the beating of his heart, the trembling of his limbs. In that moment, something shifted. Haru realized that fear was not an enemy to defeat, but a part of his experience. To welcome, it was a wave in the vast ocean of his being, sometimes rising fierce, sometimes fading to a gentle ripple. The monk spoke again. "Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the willingness to stand with fear, to breathe with it, to let it be without clinging or fleeing." For hours, Haru remained at the cliff's edge, breathing deeply, feeling his fear as fully as he could, without judgment or resistance. The monk sat quietly nearby, a silent witness to the young man's struggle and transformation. By the time the sun dipped low, painting the sky with warm hues, Haru's fear had softened. It had not vanished entirely, that was not the point, but it no longer controlled him. He felt a deep calm rise within, a stillness beneath the surface of his heart. The monk stood and placed a steady hand on Haru's shoulder. "This is courage," he said simply, "to be fully present with what is, without pretending fear is not there. This presence is your true strength. Over the following days, Haru practiced this lesson in all moments of his life: the anxious thoughts before dawn, the difficult conversations, the moments of uncertainty and doubt. Each time fear arose, he met it with quiet attention, allowing its space to move through him rather than gripping him tight. With time, he discovered that courage grows not by banishing fear, but by befriending it. Now, reflect for a moment. What fears live in your own heart? How do you relate to them? Do you try to push them away, or do you allow them to be like the vast valley in the story? Courage, as the monk teaches, is not a heroic absence of fear, but a humble, gentle presence with whatever arises. It is the spaciousness in your heart that allows fear to exist without overwhelming you. Imagine yourself standing at your own cliff's edge, whatever that might be for you, the place of uncertainty, change, or challenge. Feel your breath as it grounds you. Notice the sensations of fear, perhaps a flutter in your chest or a tightness in your throat. Invite them to be present without needing to fix or judge. Breathe in courage, not as something you must find elsewhere, but as the simple willingness to be here now with all that you are feeling. Allow your heart to open to this moment with softness and acceptance. In this presence, you may find a calm deeper than you expected, an unshakable strength that no fear can truly touch. This is the courage of Zen, the courage of simply being. As you carry this reflection with you, remember that fear is not your foe but a companion on the path. And courage is not a distant prize but the gentle breath you take right now, this very moment. Begin by making yourself comfortable. Find a position where your body feels supported and relaxed. You may sit with your back straight but not stiff, your hands resting gently in your lap or by your sides, or you may lie down if that feels better. For you, wherever you are, allow your body to begin settling into the surface beneath you. Feel the points where your body touches the chair, cushion, or floor. Notice how these points support you fully, holding your weight effortlessly. Let go of any unnecessary tension. Let your shoulders soften, your jaw unclench, your forehead smooth. Gently close your eyes or lower your gaze. Allow your vision to dim and soften as you begin turning your attention inward. There is nothing you need to do right now except be present with yourself. Nothing to fix or change. Begin by bringing your awareness to your breath without trying to control it. Notice the natural flow of air moving in and out of your body. Feel the coolness as the air enters your nostrils and the warmth as it leaves. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your abdomen or chest with each breath. Allow your breathing to settle into a steady, calm rhythm. With each inhalation, feel a wave of calm entering your body. Feel the breath energize and refresh you, filling your lungs with life and clarity. With each exhalation, imagine releasing tension, worry, and resistance. Imagine letting go of any thoughts or sensations that weigh you down. Breathe out any discomfort or tightness you may be holding on to. Let your breath be a steady tide, washing over you with ease and softness. Now bring to mind the theme of our meditation, cultivating courage through presence. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to be with fear without running, without pushing it away, without resisting. It is the steady heart that meets life's challenges with calm and openness. As you continue to breathe, invite yourself to gently open to whatever is present within you. Begin to scan your body slowly from head to toe, noticing any sensations that arise. Feel the texture of your skin, the subtle movements within your muscles, the points of contact with the surface beneath you. As you scan, be curious. Is there any tension, tightness, or discomfort? Is there any area where fear or anxiety might be residing? You might notice a fluttering in your chest, a knot in your stomach, a tightness in your throat, or a sense of restlessness in your mind. Welcome these sensations without judgment or fear. They are simply signals from your body, messages that are neither good nor bad, but important to observe. Imagine your awareness as a gentle light, softly illuminating these areas with kindness and acceptance. Allow yourself to be a compassionate witness to whatever arises. If you notice resistance or a desire to push these sensations away, gently invite yourself to pause and meet this resistance with the same openness. Recognize that fear often appears when we try to control or avoid uncomfortable feelings. Courage grows when we stop running and instead turn toward the experience, allowing its space to exist. Now, bring your attention back to your breath. Feel how your breath can create a container of safety and steadiness for you. With every inhale, feel courage entering your being. With every exhale, release any tension or fear that no longer serves you. Imagine your breath as a rhythmic drumbeat, a steady pulse of life that grounds you in this moment. Visualize now a gentle flame burning steadily in the center of your chest. This flame represents your inner courage. It is not a fierce, raging fire, but a soft, glowing light, warm, steady, and resilient. See this flame flicker gently with your breath, expanding and contracting like the rhythm of your life. As you breathe in, imagine this flame growing brighter and stronger. Feel the warmth spreading throughout your body, filling every cell with calm strength. This light does not burn away fear, but transforms it, changing it from a source of turmoil into a source of energy and clarity. As you breathe out, imagine sending waves of compassion toward yourself. These waves soothe any parts of you that feel afraid, uncertain, or vulnerable. Imagine wrapping these parts in a soft, protective embrace, a cloak of kindness and understanding. Repeat silently to yourself these affirmations, allowing their meaning to settle deeply within you. I am safe in this moment. I am capable of meeting fear with calm and curiosity. Courage is the presence of my open heart. I allow fear to exist without letting it control me. With each breath, I grow stronger and more grounded. I am here, fully alive, ready to face what comes. Allow yourself time to fully embody these words. Feel the truth of them resonating through your body and mind. Imagine these affirmations as seeds planted in the fertile soil of your awareness. With patience and care, they will grow into sturdy roots of courage and peace. If your mind wanders, as it naturally will, gently acknowledge the distraction without judgment. Like a loving guide, bring your focus back to your breath and the flame of courage within. Return again and again, each return strengthening your practice. Now expand your awareness outward from the flame in your chest to your entire body. Feel your feet grounded on the floor or earth beneath you. Sense the support holding you up. Feel the solidity of your legs, the openness of your torso, the relaxation in your arms and hands. Notice how this steady courage flows through your entire being. Imagine now standing at the edge of a vast landscape, perhaps a mountain cliff overlooking a deep valley, or a quiet shore beside a vast ocean. The horizon stretches endlessly before you, representing the unknown possibilities of life. Feel the air on your skin, fresh and invigorating. Hear the gentle sounds of natura breeze, rustling leaves, distant birdsong, or the rhythmic crashing of waves in this expansive place. Visualize the presence of fear approaching you not as a threat, but as a natural part of the landscape. Perhaps it looks like a shadow, a mist, or a shifting shape. Watch how it moves and changes, never fixed or permanent. Notice how it comes and goes like the wind. Meet this presence with your steady flame of courage. Imagine holding a lantern in your hand, its warm light illuminating the shadow of fear. See how the light does not extinguish the shadow, but reveals its true form, fluid, changing, not solid or dangerous. Feel the courage within you expand as you stand there with fear not behind you, not in front of you, but alongside you. Notice how the fear begins to soften, losing its sharp edges, becoming less intimidating. It is simply an experience passing through, like a cloud drifting across the sky. Bring your attention once more to your breath. With every inhale, invite a sense of calm curiosity. With every exhale, release the need to control or fix anything. Let yourself simply be with what is. Now reflect quietly on these questions. What does courage feel like in my body? How does it change when I meet fear with openness rather than resistance? Where in my life can I practice this presence with fear? How might my life be different if I greet fear as a companion rather than an enemy? Allow these reflections to settle without forcing answers. Let the space of your awareness remain open and curious as you continue breathing gently. Bring your awareness to your heart center again. Feel the steady flame of courage glowing warmly within. Know that this flame is always available to you, an inner source of strength that can be accessed whenever fear arises. Remind yourself softly, courage is not about being fearless. It is about presence, acceptance, and the willingness to stand firm even when fear is near. It is the quiet strength of an open heart. Now slowly begin to bring your awareness back to the physical sensations of your body. Feel your feet, your hands, your face. Notice any changes from when you began. Feel the gentle rhythm of your breath, grounding you here. When you are ready, gently open your eyes or lift your gaze, bringing with you the calm presence and courage you have cultivated in this meditation. As we continue this journey together, we arrive at an essential teaching from the heart of Zen, the Middle Way. This teaching holds the wisdom to help us find balance, especially when facing fear. It reminds us that courage and caution are not opposing forces, but two sides of the same coin. We will explore how bravery and wisdom can dance in harmony, avoiding the pitfalls of extremes, neither reckless abandon nor frozen paralysis. We will gently reflect on how you respond to fear and invite your awareness to find balance. Take a few deep breaths, welcoming calm into your being. Let us start by recalling what we have learned about fear. Fear is natural. It is a part of our survival mechanism, alerting us to danger signaling when caution is needed. But fear can also overwhelm us, clouding judgment or freezing us in place. Courage, on the other hand, is often misunderstood as absence of fear. But courage is not fearless. It is the willingness to be present with fear, to move forward despite it. Yet, courage alone, if not balanced with wisdom, can lead to recklessness, and caution alone, without courage, can cause stagnation or avoidance. The middle way teaches us to find the equilibrium between these two, to move with clarity, strength, and mindfulness. Imagine a tightrope walker crossing a high wire. To succeed, the walker must balance carefully, neither leaning too far forward nor too far backward. The walk requires courage to step into the unknown and caution to avoid falling. This is the middle way in action. Now bring your attention inward. Think about a time when fear has touched your life. How did you respond? Did you rush forward headlong, fueled by adrenaline and bravery, ignoring the quiet voice of caution? Or did you hesitate, retreating into doubt and inaction, held captive by fear's grip? There is no right or wrong answer here. Each response has its place and its purpose. What matters is how these responses serve you. Do they help you move through fear wisely, or do they create imbalance and suffering? In Zen, balance is more than a concept. It is a lived experience. It arises when we are fully present with what is, neither clinging nor resisting. Sometimes the current is swift and strong, rushing over rocks and around bends. Other times it slows, pooling in quiet stillness. Both movement and stillness are natural. The river does not resist the shape of the land, but adapts to it gracefully, cautious enough to pause and reflect. Let us explore what happens when courage becomes unbalanced. Recklessness is courage without wisdom. It is like charging blindly into a storm, ignoring signs of danger. Recklessness can bring harm not only to ourselves, but to others. It burns brightly, but quickly, like a wildfire that consumes without care. Consider a moment in your life when you acted recklessly out of fear or bravado. What motivated that action? How did it feel? Did it bring relief, or did it lead to regret? Recklessness often masks deeper fears: fear of vulnerability, fear of failure, fear of judgment. It can be a shield, a way to prove strength now. Reflect on caution that becomes paralysis. This is fear that freezes, holding us back from living fully. It is a protective shell that, when too tight, becomes a prison. Paralysis keeps us safe from immediate harm, but also cuts us off from growth, joy, and connection. Think of a time when caution stopped you from taking a step you longed to take. What was the fear behind that hesitation? Was it fear of the unknown, fear of making mistakes, fear of rejection? Paralysis can feel safe, but it often leaves us feeling stuck, lonely, and to let courage guide us without reckless haste. In Zen teachings, this balance is cultivated through mindfulness, bringing full awareness to each moment, noticing what arises within without judgment. Let us now turn inward with a few gentle reflections. Close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath in. Feel the air filling your lungs, expanding your belly. Hold briefly at the top of your breath. Now, exhale slowly, releasing any tension. With your next inhale, bring to mind the quality of courage. What does courage feel like in your body? Where do you sense it? It may be a warmth in the chest, a steady pulse in the heart, a calm steadiness in the mind. As you exhale, bring to mind the quality of caution. What does caution feel like? Before action, breathe in courage, breathe out caution. Allow these two qualities to flow in rhythm like a dance. Now imagine a scale before you. On one side rests courage, on the other caution. When does the scale feel weighted toward courage? When toward caution? Where does it find equilibrium? The balance may feel different from moment to moment. That is natural. The middle way is not a fixed place, but a dynamic dance, adjusting, responding, and adapting. Invite yourself to open to this dance within, to be both brave and wise, to step forward when the time is right, and to pause when needed, to trust yourself, to know the difference. Consider how this balance might show up in your daily life. Perhaps there is a situation where you can practice leaning more into courage, speaking your truth, taking a risk, setting a boundary. Or perhaps there is a moment where greater caution would serve you, listening more deeply, slowing down, seeking guidance. The middle way teaches us that both are acts of courage in their own right. Choosing wisely, with presence and compassion, is the truest form of bravery. As you continue breathing gently, bring your awareness once more to the flame of courage glowing softly in your chest. Allow this flame to steady and grow, warmed and protected by the wisdom of caution. Know that this flame will guide you not to recklessness, not to fear, but to balanced presence. Before we conclude this segment, I invite you to reflect quietly on these questions, allowing your mind to rest gently with them, without pressure to answer. How do I currently respond to fear? When do I tend toward recklessness? When do I tend toward paralysis? How might I cultivate more balance between courage and caution? What would it feel like to meet fear with steady presence, neither pushing it away nor being overwhelmed? How can the middle way support me in moving through challenges with wisdom and heart? Allow these reflections to be like seeds planted in fertile soil, balanced presence you have created within. Know that each breath is an opportunity to return to this middle path, to cultivate courage tempered by wisdom, to live fully and fearlessly. When you are ready, gently bring your awareness back to your body, the room around you, and the present moment. Slowly open your eyes or lift your gaze, carrying with you the steady flame of balanced courage. This concludes the teaching for this segment. When you feel ready, you may rest here in silence or continue to the next part of your practice. Imagine yourself now in a quiet forest where tall trees reach for the sky. The air is cool and fresh, filled with the gentle rustling of leaves and the soft whisper of the wind weaving through branches. Here, among the greenery, two very different trees stand side by side, the mighty oak and the slender bamboo. The oak tree is proud and strong. Its thick trunk rises solidly from the earth, its roots deep and broad, anchoring it firmly into the soil. Its branches stretch wide, heavy with leaves that dance in the sunlight. The oak stands as a symbol of steadfastness and strength, weathering storms with an unyielding spirit. Beside it, the bamboo is tall but slender, bending with the slightest breeze. Its stalks are flexible, swaying gracefully, bowing low in the fiercest gusts, but never breaking. Bamboo's roots are shallow but widespread, allowing it to flex and move, to adapt and survive where others might fall. In this peaceful forest, the oak and the bamboo have stood for many years, living side by side through countless seasons, sunny days and torrential rains, bitter winters and warm springs. Each tree faces the storms in its own way. The oak confronts the wind head-on, standing firm and resisting every force that threatens to topple it. The bamboo, however, surrenders to the breeze, bending low, flowing with the wind's rhythm, only to rise again once the storm has passed. One year, a powerful storm swept through the forest. The wind howled, the rain lashed, and the earth trembled beneath the fierce gale. The oak, rooted deeply but rigid, fought the storm with all its might. It stood tall and proud, refusing to bend, its branches cracking under the strain of the relentless wind. Despite its strength, the storm was merciless. The bamboo, on the other hand, danced with the storm. It bowed low, sometimes almost touching the ground, but never breaking. When the storm finally passed, the bamboo straightened once more, reaching back toward the sky. Unharmed and alive, after the storm, the forest was changed. Some oaks, though mighty, had fallen. Their strength, once their greatest asset, had become their undoing. The bamboo, with its flexibility and resilience, remained standing, ready for the next season, its roots still nourishing new growth. This simple story holds a profound teaching about resilience, courage, and the way we face fear and adversity in our own lives. The oak represents a kind of courage that is rigid and unyielding. It is the bravery that demands to stand firm no matter what, holding tight to control and resisting change. This kind of courage can feel heroic, but it can also leave us vulnerable to breaking when life's storms become too fierce. The bamboo, by contrast, shows us a different form of courage, one that embraces flexibility, adaptability, and surrender. It is the courage to bend without breaking, to flow with the challenges instead of fighting them, and to trust in the strength that comes from being deeply rooted but open to change. Let us pause now and bring this teaching into the context of your own experience. Think about a time when you faced difficulty, challenge, or fear. Perhaps there was a moment when you held on tightly, resisting change, determined to stand strong no matter what. How did that feel in your body and mind? Did it bring relief or exhaustion? Did it help you grow or leave you feeling stuck? Now, think of a time when you allowed yourself to be flexible, to adapt, or to surrender a little. Perhaps you found ways to adjust your expectations, to change your approach, or to let go of something that no longer served you. How did this openness affect your experience? Did it bring ease, growth, or new possibilities? The bamboo's wisdom invites us to cultivate both rootedness and flexibility. Rootedness is the foundation of courage. It is knowing who we are, what we value, and what grounds us. Flexibility is the art of responding skillfully to what arises, bending, flowing, and adjusting without losing ourselves. This balance of being rooted yet flexible supports resilience, that inner strength that allows us to face fear and uncertainty with calm and confidence. In Zen practice, this teaching is lived every day in how we approach life's challenges. It reminds us not to cling rigidly to our ideas, habits, or fears, but to hold them lightly, like leaves floating on a stream. At the same time, it calls us to find our roots in mindfulness, compassion, and presence, qualities that keep us centered, no matter what storms may come. As you breathe in now, imagine drawing strength from your roots, the deep well of your values, your intentions, and your sense of self. Feel the solidity of this foundation beneath you. As you breathe out, imagine softening, bending gently, like the bamboo in the wind, opening to the flow of life, releasing resistance. In this interplay of breath, rootedness, and flexibility, courage is born. Let us reflect together on how adaptability supports courage. Adaptability does not mean weakness. It is a form of strength that requires awareness, humility, and trust. It asks us to be present with reality as it is, to see clearly what is happening, to listen deeply to ourselves and the world, and to respond wisely. When we are adaptable, we can face fear with openness rather than fight or flee. We can adjust our course when needed, seek help when appropriate, and find creative solutions to challenges. This kind of courage is sustainable and freeing. Returning to the image of the bamboo and the oak, consider how your own life might benefit from this wisdom. Where do you feel strong and rooted? Where might you allow more flexibility and flow? How can you cultivate resilience that holds both qualities in harmony? Take your time to explore these questions gently, without judgment or pressure. You might wish to write down your reflections, or simply hold them in your heart. Now, let us enter a moment of deep stillness. Allow yourself to sit quietly with the image of the bamboo swaying gracefully beside the steadfast oak dot. Feel the balance of strength and softness, rootedness and flow, courage and compassion with each breath. Deepen your connection to this balanced resilience. Know that this balance is available to you at all times within your body, your mind, your heart. Even when fear arises, you can return to this wisdom, to stand firm when needed, to bend and flow when wise, to hold yourself with kindness and courage. When you are ready, bring gentle movement back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your shoulders softly. Take a deep, nourishing breath and slowly open your eyes, carrying the spirit of the bamboo and the oak within you. You might choose to sit in a chair with your feet flat on the floor, or cross-legged on a cushion, or lie down if that feels best for you. Allow your hands to rest gently in your lap or by your sides. Close your eyes softly or lower your gaze, whichever feels most natural. Take a moment to simply arrive here in this present moment, allowing your body to settle and your mind to begin to soften. Notice the sensation of the surface supporting your body, whether it's firm or soft, cool or warm. Feel the weight of your body as it meets the earth or the chair beneath you. There is nowhere else you need to be right now, nothing else you need to do. Bring your attention gently to your breath. Begin by observing it as it naturally flows in and out. There is no need to change anything. Just notice the rhythm of your inhalations and exhalations. Feel the breath as it enters through your nose or mouth, travels down into your lungs, and then flows out again with each inhale. Imagine drawing energy and calm into your body. With each exhale, imagine releasing tension, stress, or worry. Allow each breath to become a little deeper, a little slower, inviting relaxation to grow. Now bring your awareness to your feet, feeling their connection to the ground. Imagine your feet like the roots of a tree, strong and grounded. Feel how your feet anchor you to the earth, steady and secure. Slowly, let this sense of rootedness rise up through your legs. Imagine a deep root growing from the soles of your feet, traveling down into the earth, reaching deep, grounding you. Feel the support of the earth beneath you, steady and unwavering. Notice any sensations in your legs, the firmness of your muscles, the subtle pulse of blood moving. Allow your legs to feel strong, like the sturdy trunk of a tree. Now shift your attention upward to your torso. Feel your spine elongate, growing tall like the bamboo stalk, rising upright with grace. Imagine your spine as the central axis, flexible, yet firm. The bamboo sways but does not break, because its stalk is strong and supple. Allow your chest to open gently with each breath, expanding on the inhale, softening on the exhale. Feel the balance between strength and softness. Hear strength in your posture, softness in your breath and muscles as you breathe. Imagine your body embodying the qualities of bamboo, rooted deeply in the earth through your feet and legs, yet flexible and resilient through your spine and torso. Bring your attention now to your arms and hands. Feel them resting softly, free from tension. Imagine your arms as branches of the bamboo, able to bend and sway with the wind. They are strong but pliant, able to move gracefully without strain. Feel the freedom in your shoulders as they drop away from your ears, releasing any tightness or tension. Now, bring your awareness to your neck and head. Imagine your neck as the slender, flexible upper part of the bamboo stalk, capable of gentle movement, easily adjusting without stiffness or resistance. Feel your jaw relax, your tongue rest softly in your mouth, your eyes gently closed or lowered. Your face softens, peaceful and calm. Take a few more breaths here, feeling the full length of your body, rooted and grounded through your feet and legs, upright and flexible through your spine, arms and neck. With each breath, imagine yourself as this bamboo, firmly rooted, yet effortlessly flexible. Now, imagine a gentle breeze blowing through a bamboo grove. See the stalks sway gracefully, bending with the wind's rhythm. The bamboo never resists the wind. It flows with it, allowing the gusts to pass without harm. The roots anchor the bamboo deeply in the earth, giving it stability even as it moves with the wind. As you visualize this, imagine yourself as one of these bamboo stalks. Feel the wind around you, the challenges and uncertainties of life, the fears and stresses that sometimes arise. Notice how you can bend with these experiences without breaking. Feel your roots deep in the earth, your foundation strong and steady, supporting you as you sway gently in the wind with each breath. Sense your ability to be both rooted and flexible, to hold your ground and flow with change. You are resilient like the bamboo. Allow this imagery to fill your whole being. Sense the strength that comes from this balance, the peace that arises from trusting in your own resilience. Now, gently, bring your attention to your breath. Breathe in deeply through your nose, filling your lungs fully. Hold the breath for a moment, feeling the fullness and strength within you. Exhale slowly through your mouth or nose, releasing any lingering tension or resistance as you continue to breathe deeply and evenly. Repeat silently to yourself, I am rooted, I am flexible, I am strong, I am resilient. Feel each phrase resonate within you, grounding you in this moment, connecting you to the wisdom of the bamboo. Imagine yourself standing tall, deeply rooted, yet swaying gently with life's winds. This balance supports you through fear and uncertainty, through challenges and change. Now, bring your attention back to your body, noticing any areas of tension or discomfort. Breathe into those places with kindness and patience. Allow the breath to soften and release what no longer serves you. Feel your muscles relax, your heart open, your mind calm. Take a moment to appreciate the harmony of rootedness and flexibility. Within you, remember that like the bamboo, you have the strength to endure, the grace to adapt, and the wisdom to know when to stand firm and when to flow. When you feel ready, begin to bring gentle movement back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch your arms or legs if it feels good. And softly open your eyes or lift your gaze. Carry this sense of balance and resilience with you into your day or evening. Know that this practice of rooting and flexibility is always available to you in moments of stillness or in the midst of life's storms. You can return to the breath, to the body, and to the image of the bamboo whenever you need to reconnect with your inner strength and calm. Thank yourself for taking this time to nurture your courage and presence. Take a few slow, deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, letting the breath smooth and steady your awareness. With every exhale, invite a sense of ease to wash over you, a gentle letting go of tension, effort, and busyness. As you rest in this peaceful state, allow your mind to turn toward a topic that often touches every human heart: the future, the unknown, the outcomes we hope for or fear. It is natural for the mind to wander forward, imagining what might happen next hour, next day, or in the distant future. This imagining can be helpful when it guides us to prepare wisely. Yet, more often, this mental movement becomes a source of struggle, a place where anxiety, worry, and restless anticipation arise. Zen teachings invite us to examine this movement, not with judgment or effort to stop it, but with open curiosity and gentle awareness. Consider for a moment how much of our stress and suffering comes from clinging to fixed ideas about how the future should unfold. How often do we find ourselves trapped by expectations that bind us to specific outcomes, feeling frustration or fear when reality shifts in unpredictable ways? Attachment to outcomes is a universal experience. When we become fixated on a particular result, whether success in work, healing in health, harmony in relationships, we bind ourselves to a narrow vision. This fixation can cloud our present awareness and drain our vitality because it places the source of our happiness outside of ourselves, in events or conditions beyond our full control. The Buddha taught that suffering arises not from the world as it is, but from our cravings and attachments to it being other than it is. When we hold tightly to expectations, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Zen wisdom, rooted deeply in direct experience and mindful presence, offers a way of freedom, the practice of non-attachment to outcomes. Non-attachment is not indifference or passivity. It is a dynamic state of engagement that allows us to act fully and wisely in the present moment, while simultaneously releasing the need to control or predict how things will turn out. It means planting our feet firmly in this moment, taking each step with clarity and courage, yet opening our hands to release grasping and resistance. Imagine a river flowing freely. Water moves around rocks and bends, adjusting to whatever arises without clinging or fighting. This flowing water does not cling to a particular shape or destination. It responds fluidly to the landscape, yet remains whole and vibrant. We too can cultivate this flowing openness, acting with intention and care, yet letting go of rigid expectations about the future. To help illuminate this teaching, let us explore a story from the Zen tradition, a story that reflects the power and peace that arise when we loosen our grip on outcomes. There once was a Zen master, renowned for his wisdom and calm presence. A young disciple came to him, troubled deeply by worry about an upcoming examination that would determine his future. The disciple confessed, "Master, I am filled with fear about this test. I have studied diligently, but I cannot stop imagining all the ways it might go wrong. What if I fail? What will become of me? I cannot find peace." The master listened kindly and then said, "Tell me, what are you holding on to so tightly?" The disciple replied, "I am holding on to my success. I believe my happiness depends on passing this exam." The master nodded and smiled softly. "Imagine you are holding a cup filled with water. If you grip it tightly with all your strength, what happens?" The disciple thought for a moment and answered, "The cup might slip and the water would spill." The master continued, "But if you hold the cup gently with relaxed hands, the water remains safe and the cup stays in your grasp." Similarly, holding tightly to expectations can cause suffering when the outcome is uncertain. Holding gently allows us to be present and steady, even when the future is unclear. This story invites us to notice the ways we clutch tightly to our hopes and fears, and how such clutching can cause internal tension. Now, bring your attention to your own mind. Observe any places where thoughts drift toward the future, toward what might happen. Notice the stories that arise may be about success or failure, acceptance or rejection, safety or danger. Simply observe these mental projections as they arise, without needing to change or push them away. See them as passing clouds in the vast sky of your awareness. Feel the difference between tightening and relaxing. When the mind tightens around a worry, notice the sensation in the body, perhaps a constriction in the chest, a knot in the stomach, a shallow breath. With the next exhale, invite a softening in those areas. Imagine the tension melting away like ice warmed by the sun. Let your breath become a gentle tide, ebbing and flowing. As you breathe, silently say to yourself, "I release the need to control." Say it again with kindness, "I release the need to control." Feel what it means to let go, not of your intentions or care, but of the pressure to dictate exactly how the future unfolds. In Zen, this practice is sometimes called letting go of the rope. Imagine carrying a heavy bundle tied tightly with a rope. Holding on with all your strength creates strain and fatigue. But if you slowly release the rope, the burden feels lighter. You may still carry what you need, but with ease and openness. Non-attachment invites you to release the rope, not because you stop caring, but because you trust in the natural unfolding of life and your capacity to respond with presence. Now, consider how this releasing of attachment connects to the root of fear itself. Fear often arises from uncertainty. When we try to hold onto fixed outcomes, we fuel the fire of fear by releasing attachment. We open a space for courage, to arise, not the absence of fear, but the presence of steadiness despite fear. This courage is born from deep trust in ourselves, in life's unfolding, and in the clarity that comes when we fully inhabit the present. Let us now gently explore how attachment to outcomes appears. In daily life, think about a time recently when you found yourself anxious about what might happen. Maybe you worried about a conversation, a decision, or an event. Recall the feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations associated with this anxiety. Notice if you were trying to push away the uncertainty or control the outcome. Did this create more tension or resistance? Now imagine what it might feel like to hold that same situation with non-attachment, like the bamboo that bends with the wind but does not break. What would it be like to face the unknown with openness and acceptance, rather than fear and resistance? Breathe into that possibility. Allow yourself to sense the freedom that comes when you loosen your grip on what should be, and instead say, I am here, I am enough. I will meet whatever comes with an open heart. This does not mean ignoring your goals or responsibilities. It means cultivating a spaciousness around your hopes and fears, a freedom from the mental traps of fixed expectations. Zen practice encourages us to return repeatedly to this spaciousness, to notice whenever we slip into clinging and gently guide ourselves back with time and patience. This becomes a natural rhythm, a dance of effort and surrender, action and acceptance. Now, bring your awareness to your breath once more. Let each inhale bring in calmness and clarity. Let each exhale release tension and attachment. Imagine your breath as a steady, grounding anchor in the shifting seas of thought and feeling. Allow yourself to rest here, in this moment of openness, free from the burden of trying to predict or control the future. Let this spaciousness nourish your body, mind, and heart. Feel the relief of releasing anxious projections and expectations. Know that in this openness, there is room for courage, peace, and clarity to arise. As we conclude this teaching segment, remember that non-attachment to outcomes is a journey rather than a destination. Each moment offers a new opportunity to release old patterns of grasping and embrace the present as it is. Carry this teaching gently with you, returning to the breath, the body, and the quiet awareness that lies beyond thought. Whenever you notice fear or anxiety about what might happen, invite yourself to come back to this spacious presence. Breathe, soften, and release. In this way, freedom from fear blooms naturally from the heart of need. As you begin this story, invite yourself to open your mind and heart, just as the story will invite openness and release. Allow the words to sink deeply, as if planting seeds in fertile soil. There once was a scholar who sought wisdom beyond books and theory. He had studied many teachings and philosophies, but felt something was missing. So, he traveled to visit a renowned Zen master, hoping to find answers to his questions, especially about fear, courage, and peace. Upon arriving at the master's humble temple, the scholar bowed respectfully and said, "Master, I have read much and learned much, but my mind is clouded with fear. I wish to understand how to let go of this fear and find true openness. Can you teach me?" The master smiled gently and invited the scholar to sit with him by the small garden pond, where the water rippled softly in the breeze. Then the master began to prepare tea. He carefully poured hot water over tea leaves into a small, simple cup. He handed the cup to the scholar and said, "Drink." The scholar took the cup, but as he lifted it to his lips, the master continued, pouring more tea into the cup. The tea overflowed, spilling onto the table, then onto the floor. Surprised, the scholar exclaimed, "Master, the cup is full. No more tea can go in. It's already overflowing." The master looked at the scholar with kind eyes and said, "Like this cup, your mind is full of your own opinions, fears, and preconceived ideas. How can I teach you unless you first empty your cup?" The scholar was silent, reflecting on this simple yet profound lesson. This story invites us to consider our own minds. How often are we like the overflowing cup, filled with worries, judgments, and expectations? How often do we hold tightly to our fears, making it difficult to receive new wisdom or peace? Zen teachings emphasize the concept of beginner's mind, a mind that is open, curious, free from preconceptions, and ready to experience reality as it truly is. When we carry preconceived fears and rigid ideas, our vision narrows. We react not to the present moment, but to old patterns and assumptions. Fear itself often arises from the mind filling with stories about what might happen, stories based on past experiences, fears inherited from others, or imagined dangers. These mental constructs cloud our awareness and make us feel trapped. The teaching of the empty cup encourages us to let go not of our natural caution or wisdom, but of the unnecessary baggage of fixed fears and assumptions that no longer serve us. Imagine your mind as that cup. What would it feel like to gently set it down, to let the overflowing worries and anxieties spill away, and to create space within for fresh insight and calm? As you breathe in, invite this spaciousness into your awareness. As you breathe out, imagine releasing the tension of clinging thoughts. To deepen this reflection, consider the following. When was the last time you approached a situation with a truly open mind, free from preconceived fears or judgments? How might your experience change if you greeted each moment as a beginner, curious and receptive, rather than defensive or fearful? Beginner's mind doesn't mean naivety. It means awareness that the world is vast and changing, and that our fixed ideas often limit our understanding. By cultivating beginner's mind, we invite humility and openness, the very qualities that allow fear to soften and dissolve. Now, imagine a small child encountering something new for the first time. Notice their wide eyes, their curious gaze, their willingness to explore without fear or expectation. This childlike openness is available to us too, if we allow ourselves to empty our cups and meet life fresh each moment. Let us now bring this story into a personal meditation. As you breathe gently, imagine your mind as a cup. Visualize it full, perhaps overflowing, heavy with worries and fears. With your next exhale, imagine the cup beginning to empty, the overflow slowly subsiding. The surface calm and still. Feel the lightness that comes with this emptying. Notice the space that opens within your mind and heart. Rest here in this openness. Know that within this spaciousness, fear loses its grip. Fear thrives in tightness and resistance. But when we open, when we soften, when we embrace beginner's mind, fear cannot hold us captive. This openness allows you to see clearly, to respond with clarity and courage, not reaction. Remember, this is a practice, a journey. Sometimes the cup will fill again with old worries. Each time, you have the choice to gently empty it once more. Return your attention to the breath, that constant friend that carries you through moments of fear and calm alike. Inhale, peace. Exhale, tension. Now, gently bring your awareness back to the present moment, carrying with you the lesson of the empty cup, inviting openness, releasing fear, and welcoming the possibility of each new moment. Begin by finding a comfortable seated or lying position. Allow your body to relax gently, supporting itself fully against the surface beneath you. Let your hands rest softly in your lap or by your sides. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes, allowing your gaze to soften or fall naturally. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely. Hold the breath for a moment, then exhale gently and fully through your mouth or nose. Feel the air flowing out, carrying away any tension, any tightness. Let your body begin to soften and your mind start to settle. Breathe in calm, breathe out tension. Let your breath find its natural, steady rhythm, now neither forced nor shallow, but easy and flowing. Become aware of the gentle rise and fall of your chest and belly with each breath. With every inhale, feel yourself drawing in fresh energy, new possibilities, openness. With every exhale, release anything that no longer serves you. Stress, fear, judgment. Imagine your mind as a cup, a simple vessel, empty and waiting. See it in your mind's eye, resting before you. Notice its shape, its texture, the space it holds inside. At this moment, the cup is empty, open, ready to receive. Feel the spaciousness inside this cup. There is room for all things here, for joy and sorrow, for certainty and doubt, for courage and fear. The cup does not resist what enters it. It holds space without judgment. Now, bring your awareness to the thoughts and feelings you carry around fear. What fears do you hold tightly within you? What beliefs about fear have you accepted as truth? Perhaps you believe fear is weakness, something to be ashamed of or hidden away. Perhaps you see fear as a signal to avoid, to stop, to protect yourself by shutting down. Or maybe fear feels overwhelming, a flood that drowns your peace. Whatever your beliefs, simply notice them without pushing them away or clinging to them. See them as part of the contents of the cup, thoughts, stories, emotions filling the space. Now, imagine slowly beginning to empty this cup with each gentle exhale. Feel these limiting beliefs soften and dissolve. You do not need to force or rush this emptying. Simply allow the contents to settle, like leaves floating down a calm stream. As the cup empties, feel your mind becoming lighter, more spacious. Notice the natural curiosity that arises when the cup is not full, the openness to new possibilities. What does it feel like to approach your fears with curiosity rather than judgment? Imagine leaning in as a gentle explorer, looking closely at fear without fear. Breathe in openness. Breathe out resistance. Allow yourself to welcome fear as a visitor, a messenger, not an enemy. Notice the physical sensations of fear in your body without trying to change or escape them. Perhaps there is tightness, warmth, or fluttering. Simply observe with a gentle, kind attention. Imagine placing these sensations into the cup, holding them safely in this open space. The cup does not reject fear. It holds it with acceptance. With each breath, Feel the cup supporting you, containing all that you are experiencing without overwhelm now. Invite your breath to carry the message of curiosity deep into your mind. Picture the cup's rim widening, growing broader and more expansive. Your mind opens like this cup, spacious, flexible, welcoming. Feel the freedom that comes with this openness, the freedom to experience fear without being controlled by it. Breathe in courage. Breathe out limitation as the cup rests open in your awareness. Allow yourself to question old beliefs about fear. Is fear truly something to avoid or resist? Or is it a natural part of being human, a signal, a guide, an opportunity to grow? Imagine releasing the need to cling to fear as a fixed identity. You are not your fears. You are the awareness that notices fear, the space in which fear appears and disappears. Breathe in presence. Breathe out attachment now. Visualize the cup transforming into a mirror. See your reflection not as a fixed image, but shifting, changing with each breath. This mirror reflects your true self, not defined by fear, not limited by past stories. Feel the deep peace that comes with recognizing your freedom from fear's grasp. Breathe in calm. Breathe out fear with this openness and clarity. Invite a sense of gentle curiosity about your life. What new experiences or possibilities might emerge when your mind is like an empty cup? How might courage arise naturally when you are not weighed down by limiting beliefs? See yourself stepping forward with confidence into the unknown, not because fear has disappeared, but because you meet it with openness and wisdom. Allow the breath to carry this courage into every cell of your body. Breathe in strength. Breathe out doubt. Now, gently bring your attention back to the physical sensations of your body. Feel your feet on the floor or the support beneath you. Notice the weight of your body, grounded and steady. Feel your heart beating calmly, your breath flowing easily. Carry with you the image of the empty cup, a symbol of your mind's openness, your willingness to receive life fully and without resistance. When thoughts arise again, as they naturally will, remember the practice of emptying the cup. Return again and again to this spaciousness, this beginner's mind, this freedom. Breathe in presence. Breathe out judgment. As this meditation draws to a close, gently wiggle your fingers and toes when you feel ready. Slowly open your eyes. Take a moment to notice how you feel now. Perhaps lighter, more curious, more at ease. Carry this openness with you through your day or night, knowing that the empty cup is always available to you, ready to hold whatever comes your way. Fear is one of the most basic and powerful human emotions. It reaches deep into our being, often stirring discomfort, confusion, or even pain. In the moments when fear arises, it can feel isolating and overwhelming. Yet, Zen teaches us that the path to courage and calm begins not by pushing fear away, but by turning toward it with compassion, especially compassion for ourselves. In this teaching, we explore what it means to be kind to ourselves in our moments of fear, vulnerability, and uncertainty. We will learn from a Zen story about a monk who met his own fear with gentle acceptance. Through this story and reflective guidance, you will be invited to cultivate a heart that embraces your own humanity with warmth, patience, and tenderness. The nature of fear and vulnerability in Zen. Fear is understood as a natural response to perceived danger or uncertainty. It is an emotion a wave arising in the ocean of consciousness. Like all emotions, it is impermanent, coming and going, never fixed, never permanent. But fear often carries with it a weight, the judgment that it is wrong, weak, or something to be feared itself. This judgment can deepen suffering by adding layers of self-criticism and resistance. Zen invites us to see fear differently, rather than a flaw or failure. Fear is a doorway in, opening into the vulnerability that makes us fully human. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is the source of connection, compassion, and authentic courage. When we meet our own vulnerability with kindness, fear loses its power to overwhelm us. Instead of running from fear or fighting it, the practice is to acknowledge it fully with a heart softened by compassion. This compassionate approach to fear invites a gentleness that can transform distress into growth. The story of the monk and his fear. Long ago, in a quiet mountain monastery, there lived a young monk named Jiro. Jiro was diligent in his meditation, practice, and devoted to the teachings. Yet, despite his commitment, there was one thing that troubled him deeply: his fear. Each evening, as darkness settled over the mountains, Jiro felt an unease creep into his mind and body. Shadows seemed longer, sounds more mysterious. Though he knew the teachings of impermanence and known attachment well, fear still gripped his heart, whispering doubts and worries. One night, as the cold wind blew through the trees, Jiro sat in the meditation hall with his eyes closed. The familiar wave of fear began to rise. Instead of pushing it away, Jiro chose to meet it directly. He softened his breath and turned his attention inward, noticing the tightness in his chest, the fluttering in his belly, and the restless thoughts swirling in his mind. "I am afraid," he acknowledged quietly to himself, not as a condemnation, but as a simple fact. At first, Jiro felt the impulse to resist this fear, to distract himself with prayers or mental affirmations. But he recalled his teacher's words: compassion begins at home. So, he invited kindness into his heart, a gentle acceptance of his fear as part of his experience, not as something to be ashamed of or rejected. He imagined wrapping his trembling heart in a warm blanket of care and understanding. Slowly, the tension began to ease. The fear did not vanish immediately, but it lost its sharp edge. It became a presence held within a field of kindness. Over time, Jiro's relationship with fear changed. Fear was no longer an enemy to be defeated, but a companion to be embraced. His courage grew not from the absence of fear, but from the strength of compassion he cultivated toward himself. Reflecting on your own fear as you listen to this story, you might notice echoes of your own experiences with fear. Where do you hold fear in your body or mind? What judgments arise when you feel vulnerable or afraid? Is there a part of you that wishes to deny or escape fear? Pause for a moment. Bring your awareness to these questions with openness, without forcing answers. Know that it is okay not to have all the answers right now. You are invited to approach your own fear with the same compassion Jiro extended to himself. Imagine holding your own fear as tenderly as you would hold a small child or a cherished friend who is hurting. This is the heart of self-compassion, recognizing that your suffering is real, valid, and worthy of kindness. The practice of compassion for yourself in fear to cultivate compassion for yourself in moments of fear. Begin with these gentle steps. Recognize the fear clearly, without judgment or avoidance. Bring your full attention to the fear that arises. Name it if you can. This is fear. Notice how it feels in your body, your mind, your energy. Allow the fear to be present instead of trying to change or push away the fear. Invite it to rest in your awareness. Breathe gently around it, as if creating space for it to exist without struggle. Offer kindness to yourself. Place your hand over your heart or another comforting spot on your body. Speak softly to yourself with words of care, such as, "I am here for you. It's okay to feel afraid. You are safe in this moment." Hold the vulnerability. Tenderly acknowledge that fear reveals your vulnerability, your openness to life's uncertainties and mysteries. See this vulnerability as a source of strength, not weakness. Return to the breath. Anchor yourself in the present moment through gentle, mindful breathing. Let each breath carry compassion deep into your body and mind. Invite the mind of the beginner approach, fear with curiosity and openness, as if meeting it for the first time. Release expectations or preconceived ideas about how fear should be. Rest in compassionate presence. Allow yourself to simply be with fear, with vulnerability, with whatever arises, held in the spaciousness of kindness, expanding. Compassion beyond yourself. Once you have practiced compassion toward your own fear, Zen invites you to extend this kindness outward, toward others who suffer, toward the world itself. When you meet your own fear with compassion, you open the door to empathy and connection. You see that all beings experience fear and vulnerability, and that none of us is alone. This universal understanding nurtures a heart that reaches beyond personal struggle to embrace shared humanity. The role of meditation in cultivating compassion. Meditation is a powerful tool to cultivate this compassionate heart. Through meditation, we develop the capacity to observe fear without becoming lost in it. We learn to hold difficult emotions gently, creating an inner refuge of safety. With regular practice, compassion deepens naturally for ourselves and for all beings. Guided compassion practice. Let us now explore a meditation to deepen compassion for your own fear. Find a comfortable position. Allow your body to settle. Take a deep, calming breath. Bring to mind a recent moment when fear arose. See if you can gently recall the sensations and emotions without reliving distress. Place one or both hands over your heart. Feel the warmth of your touch, the steady beat beneath your palms. Silently or aloud, offer yourself words of kindness. You might say, "May I be gentle with myself. May I find peace amidst fear. May I be held in kindness." As you repeat these words, feel the sincerity behind them. Let compassion flow like a warm light into every corner of your being. If your mind wanders, gently return to your breath and your loving intention. Notice any shifts in how fear feels. Perhaps less heavy, less sharp, more manageable. Rest here as long as you need. Story of compassion in the face of fear is another story that beautifully illustrates compassion's power in moments of fear. A Zen master named Hagen once lived in a small temple near the sea. One night, a fierce storm swept over the region. The wind howled and the waves crashed violently against the shore. Inside the temple, Hagen's young disciple, Masaru, trembled with fear. He feared the storm's power, the uncertainty of what the night might bring. Seeing this, Hagen came to sit beside Masaru. He placed a gentle hand on the boy's shoulder and spoke softly. "Fear is like the storm outside," Hagen said. "It will come and go. But inside you is a calm place that the storm cannot touch." He invited Masaru to breathe deeply and to bring kindness to his trembling heart. With the master's presence and compassion, Masaru's fear softened. He felt held and supported, safe in the midst of the storm. This story reminds us that compassion, whether from ourselves or from others, is a shelter in fearful times. Embracing your fear as a teacher fear often teaches us important lessons. It alerts us to what matters deeply, to our needs for safety and care. When met with compassion, fear's message becomes clear rather than confusing or overwhelming. Ask yourself, what is this fear trying to show me? How can I listen without resistance? What wisdom lies beneath my vulnerability? This openness allows fear to transform from an obstacle into a guide. The practice of loving kindness toward fear, loving kindness, meditation, or metta, is a profound practice to cultivate compassion for fear. Begin by silently repeating phrases of goodwill toward yourself, including your fear. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering. Extend this kindness to your fear. May my fear be seen. May my fear be held. May my fear be eased. Allow these phrases to settle in your heart, dissolving tension. Notice how this simple act of kindness shifts your relationship with fear. The Zen view of self-compassion. In Zen, self-compassion is not indulgence or self-pity. It is a clear seeing, a truthful acknowledgement of our humanness. It arises from right view, understanding that all beings are interconnected and share the same vulnerabilities. Take a slow, deep breath in, feeling your lungs expand fully. Hold for a moment. Now exhale gently, releasing any tension, any tightness held within your body. Breathe in calm. Breathe out stress. Breathe in presence. Breathe out distraction. With each breath, allow yourself to settle more deeply into this moment, into this space of stillness and calm. Now, begin to bring your attention to your heart center, the place where feelings arise, where courage and kindness dwell. Imagine a soft, glowing light resting gently within your chest, radiating warmth and safety. This light represents your capacity for loving kindness, metta, a boundless kindness that can embrace all parts of yourself, especially those parts that feel afraid. Recognize that within you there are parts that feel vulnerable, uncertain, and fearful. These parts are natural and human. They arise like clouds across the sky of your mind, sometimes stormy, sometimes gentle, always changing. Today, you will offer these fearful parts the gift of loving kindness. Begin by silently or softly repeating these simple phrases, directing them inward toward your whole being. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering. May I be gentle with myself. Feel the meaning behind each phrase. Let your breath carry these intentions deeply into your heart. With each inhale, breathe in warmth, kindness, and compassion. With each exhale, release self-judgment, fear, and resistance. Now, gently invite your attention to the parts of yourself that are feeling afraid right now, whether that fear is subtle or strong, new or old. It might be a tightness in your chest, a flutter in your belly, a heaviness in your shoulders, or a restless mind filled with worries. Acknowledge these sensations with soft awareness. They are your companions on this journey. Imagine placing your hand, real or imagined, over the place where fear is felt most vividly. Feel the weight of your hand. Feel the warmth of your touch. This touch is your kindness, your promise of care and presence as you breathe. Imagine this touch sending waves of soothing energy into the fearful parts, like a gentle balm easing pain. Repeat silently, may this part of me be safe. May this part of me be held in kindness. May this part of me be free from harm. May this part of me find peace. Allow yourself to imagine the fearful parts responding to this care. Perhaps they soften, loosen, or begin to breathe more freely. Perhaps they relax into the space of your compassion. There is no need to force or judge. Simply allow whatever is here to be witnessed and embraced now. Expand your awareness beyond the single fearful part to include all parts of yourself that may be struggling, hurting, or vulnerable. Envision your whole being as a garden with many different flowers and plants, some bright and blooming, some fragile and tender. The fearful parts are like delicate blossoms needing extra care and sunlight. Offer your heart as the nurturing soil, your breath as the gentle rain. Silently repeat, may all my fearful parts be safe. May all my vulnerable places be touched with kindness. May I hold myself with tenderness and care. May I offer myself the same compassion I would offer to a dear friend. Feel the spaciousness of this loving kindness growing within you. It is not limited. It is vast and deep. Now turn your attention to your breath once again. Feel how it moves in and out, steady, reliable, bringing life and calm. Imagine each breath as a wave of courage flowing through your body, strengthening and supporting your fearful parts. Breathe in courage. Breathe out doubt. Breathe in strength. Breathe out fear. With each breath, cultivate a steady presence, a grounded courage born from care. Now, invite your mind to gently recall a moment when you faced fear but responded with kindness. Perhaps a time when you offered yourself understanding or reached out for support. Hold that memory softly. Notice the feelings that arise, the warmth, the relief, the bravery. Allow this memory to inspire you now, to remind you that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to be present with fear, supported by kindness. Now, envision your heart expanding, radiating loving kindness outwards beyond yourself. Begin by extending this kindness to others who struggle with fear, your loved ones, friends, strangers, and even those you find challenging. Repeat silently, may you be safe, may you be peaceful, may you be free from suffering, may you be held with kindness. Feel the connection that arises as your heart opens. Recognizing shared vulnerability, allow your breath to deepen this connection. Know that by nurturing compassion for yourself and others, you build a wellspring of courage that flows both inward and outward. As this meditation begins to close, gently bring your awareness back to your body and breath. Notice any shifts, perhaps a lightness, a softness, or a calm steadiness. Take a moment to thank yourself for this gift of compassion, for taking the time to care for your fearful parts with tenderness. When you feel ready, slowly begin to open your eyes or return your awareness to the present. Space Carry this loving kindness with you as you move forward in your day or into rest. Reflective invitation after this meditation. You might consider journaling or quietly reflecting on these questions. What was it like to offer love to my fearful parts? Did I notice any resistance or openness in my heart? How can I nurture this compassion in daily moments of fear? What small act of kindness toward myself can I practice today? Understanding resistance and patience, it is natural for the heart to resist self-compassion, especially if fear has long been met with judgment or avoidance. You may find that some parts of you feel uncomfortable or skeptical about kindness toward fear. This is part of the journey. Recognize resistance as another aspect of your experience, deserving of compassion with patience. Continue to return to this loving kindness practice, allowing the barriers to gently soften over time. Integrating loving kindness into daily life. Loving kindness is not only a meditation practice, but a way of being. Here are ways to integrate it. When fear arises during the day, pause, take a breath, and silently offer yourself kindness. Speak gently to yourself, just as you would to a frightened child or cherished friend. Remind yourself that fear is temporary and your kindness endures. Share your practice of compassion with others, creating ripples of courage and calm in your community. Encouraging compassionate courage is often thought of as boldness or fearlessness, but the courage cultivated through loving kindness is quieter, steadier. It is the courage to face fear without judgment, to hold yourself tenderly when you feel vulnerable, and to keep returning to kindness again and again. This courage builds resilience from the inside out. It is the foundation of lasting peace and strength. Final breath, awareness as you rest in this space of loving kindness. Take a few more deep breaths. With each inhale, draw in warmth and compassion. With each exhale, release tension and fear. Feel your heart center glowing softly, a beacon of care illuminating the path through fear. Know that this light is always within you, ready to guide and support. When you are ready, gently bring your awareness back to the present moment. Open your eyes softly. Carry this gentle courage with you throughout your journey. In a time long past, in a land woven with mist and mountain shadows, there lived a warrior renowned for his bravery in battle. His name was Takashi, a man forged by hardship, battle, and a relentless quest for honor. From a young age, Takashi had trained his body to be strong and his mind sharp. His sword was swift, his footsteps light. Yet, beneath the armor of a fearless warrior, there was a secret he kept closely guarded, a deep, persistent fear. Despite his reputation, Takashi often found himself gripped by moments of doubt. Before every battle, when the silence of the dawn settled around him, he felt the quiet tremors of fear rise within his chest. Not the kind of fear that overwhelmed, but a subtle whisper reminding him of his own mortality, the fragility of life, and the weight of the choices he was about to make one day. After a particularly fierce skirmish that left the land scorched and his comrades weary, Takashi sought refuge away from the clamor of war. He traveled to a remote mountain monastery, a place where monks lived in quiet contemplation, far from the battlefield's chaos. There, in the stillness of the ancient temple, he met Master Hoshi, an old monk whose eyes held the calm of centuries. Master Hoshi did not wield a sword, nor did he boast tales of conquest. Instead, He carried the simple wisdom of stillness. Takashi approached the monk with the wary pride of a warrior, his mind restless, body taut from years of tension. "Master," he said, bowing low, "I have come seeking courage, for though I wield a sword, I am often afraid." Master Hoshi smiled gently. "Courage is not the absence of fear," he replied softly, "but the presence of calm in the midst of fear." Takashi frowned, perplexed. Calm? How can calm exist where there is danger, where life and death hang in the balance? The monk gestured to the garden outside, where cherry blossoms floated silently on the breeze. "Come," he said, "and I will show you the path of the warrior's calm." They walked slowly through the garden, the air fragrant with blossoms and earth. Master Hoshi led Takashi to a small pond, its surface smooth like polished glass, reflecting the sky above without distortion. "Look at the pond," the monk said. "Notice how still it is. If a stone falls into it, ripples spread across the surface, disturbing its calm. But in time, the ripples fade, and the pond returns to its peaceful state." Takashi nodded, understanding the metaphor, but still troubled. "How can I be like the pond when my mind is filled with the noise of battle, the clash of swords, the cries of comrades?" Master Hoshi paused and looked deeply into Takashi's eyes. "Your mind, like the pond, can become still, but it requires practice. Courage grows not from fighting fear, but from welcoming it with stillness." Over the days that followed, Takashi sat with Master Hoshi, learning to quiet the restless storms within. They practiced breathing together, slow, deep breaths that filled the body and released tension. "Breathe in calm," Master Hoshi instructed. "Breathe out fear." At first, Takashi's breath was shallow, his mind wandering to battles, past and fears yet to come. But gradually, the rhythm of breath became a tether to the present moment, a sanctuary where fear could be observed without judgment or resistance. He began to notice that fear, when met with calm, lost its sharp edge. It became like a shadow, present but unable to harm. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the mountains and the sky blazed with amber and purple hues, Takashi felt a profound stillness settle within him. Master Hoshi placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "The warrior's true strength is not in the sword, but in the calm that holds the sword." Takashi realized then that courage was not the loud cry of defiance, but the quiet presence that stands firm even as fear whispers. He returned to the battlefield with a new kind of bravery, one born from inner stillness, a calm heart, steady. Amidst the storm, pause now and reflect on this story. Imagine yourself as Takashi, the warrior. Feel the tension in his muscles, the tightness in his chest before battle. Now, sense the shift, the gradual settling, the breath becoming a gentle anchor. Notice how courage is not the absence of fear, but the presence of calm amidst it. This calm is like the still pond, reflecting reality clearly, without distortion. It allows you to see fear not as an enemy to defeat, but as a part of the human experience, to be acknowledged and held gently. As you reflect on this, consider how this story mirrors your own experiences with fear and courage. Have you noticed moments when, despite fear, a calm presence arose within you, allowing you to act with clarity and strength? Or perhaps you found that when you resist or suppress fear, it grows louder and more overwhelming. The warrior's calm invites you to welcome fear with openness, meeting it with steady breath and quiet mind. Let's take a moment to connect more deeply to this calmness. Begin by settling comfortably, allowing your body to find support. Close your eyes softly and bring attention to your breath. Breathe in slowly, feeling your belly expand. Breathe out gently, feeling tension melt away. With each breath, imagine a still pond within your heart. If any ripples of fear or anxiety arise, see them as stones dropped gently into the water. Watch the ripples spread and fade, leaving the pond calm once more. Breathe in calm, breathe out fear. Allow this rhythm to steady your mind. Feel your heart space opening with each breath, becoming a place of refuge and courage. You carry the warrior's calm within you, a quiet strength that does not demand the absence of fear but welcomes it as a companion on your journey. Consider the times in your life when fear has challenged you. What might it feel like to meet those moments with this calm presence? Could this calm allow you to act with courage, not because fear is gone, but because you have embraced it without resistance? This is the essence of Zen courage, a courage grounded in presence and acceptance. It is a courage that does not fight shadows but stands steady in their midst. As you sit with these reflections, feel gratitude for the warrior within you, for the courage you have already shown, the resilience you have cultivated. Know that each breath is an opportunity to deepen this calm, to nurture the steady heart that faces fear with kindness. You do not walk this path alone. Like Takashi, you are supported by the wisdom of stillness and the strength of gentle courage. Now, bring your awareness back to your breath. Inhale deeply, drawing in courage and calm. Exhale fully, releasing tension and doubt. Feel your body grounded and your mind steady. When you are ready, gently open your eyes, carrying the warrior's calm with you into your day. This story reminds us that courage and calm are intertwined. True bravery is not the absence of fear, but the presence of a quiet mind and steady heart. Like the warrior who finds strength in stillness, you too can cultivate courage through calmness, meeting life's challenges with grace and resilience. Find a comfortable position now. You may sit with your back straight but relaxed, or lie down with your body fully supported. Allow your hands to rest gently, your feet either touching the ground or settled comfortably. Close your eyes softly and begin to bring your attention inward. Take a long, slow breath in through your nose. Feel your lungs expand fully as you breathe in calm and peace. Hold this breath gently for a moment, and now slowly exhale through your mouth, releasing tension, worry, and any tightness you may be holding. Let your breath flow naturally now, soft and steady, like a gentle tide moving in and out. With each breath, feel yourself sinking more deeply into comfort and ease. Notice the weight of your body pressing down, supported by the surface beneath you. Feel how your muscles soften and loosen. Your face relaxes, your jaw unclenches, your brow smooths, your shoulders drop away from your ears. There is nothing you need to do right now except be here, present, breathing, alive. Begin to bring your awareness to the space just inside your body, the center where stillness quietly lives. It may be in your chest, near your heart, or perhaps a deeper place inside your belly, the gentle core where breath and life meet. Imagine this still point as a calm, deep pool of water, perfectly still, undisturbed by the world around it. This is the essence of your inner sanctuary, the place where calm resides regardless of what happens outside. Notice how even when your mind drifts, when thoughts arise like ripples on a pond, this still point remains untouched beneath the surface. The water may ripple with waves of worry, fear, or distraction, but underneath, the depth remains peaceful, steady, and clear. Bring your attention fully to this stillness now. Feel its quiet presence beneath the noise of your thoughts, beneath the feelings that may stir within you. If fear or tension arise, acknowledge them gently. Notice where in your body you feel that fear. Perhaps a tightness in the chest, a flutter in the stomach, a tension in the throat or shoulders. Bring your breath to these areas, breathing softly into them without trying to change or push anything. With each breath, soften around the sensations. Imagine the breath as a warm light flowing in and out of these places, inviting release, ease, and acceptance. You are safe to feel whatever arises. Here in this space, you are held by calm presence. Now, gently bring your attention back to the still point, the deep pool of calm within. Rest here. Allow yourself to simply be, resting in this place of quiet presence. As you settle, imagine the surface of this pool reflecting the sky, vast, open, and infinite. No matter what storms may pass overhead, the pool remains clear and still, a mirror of calm. Feel the peace of this inner refuge spreading through your whole body, from the core outward to your arms, your legs, your head. Your whole being is resting now in calm, stillness, and presence. Breathe in the peace. Breathe out any resistance. This still point within you is always here, available to you whenever you need. It is your refuge and strength. As you rest here, notice the subtle rhythms of your body. Feel your heartbeat steady and sure. Sense the rise and fall of your breath as it carries life through you. There is no need to fix or change anything. Just be here, resting in this calm presence, connected to your breath and the stillness inside. If your mind wanders, as it naturally will, gently guide it back to the breath and the quiet center. Each return to presence is a small victory, a step deeper into calm. Remember, cultivating stillness is a practice. It does not require perfection, only willingness. Now, allow yourself to become aware of the sensations of peacefulness spreading. In your heart, feel a gentle warmth, a soft light glowing there, nourishing your courage and calm. This inner light is your courage, not the absence of fear, but the presence of peace within it. Sit quietly with this feeling now. Know that courage and stillness can coexist, that calm is a foundation for strength. Breathe in deeply, drawing in this calm light. Exhale fully, releasing tension and fear. Feel your body softened and your mind quieted. Imagine yourself carrying this stillness with you as you move through your day or night, a sanctuary you can return to any time. Rest now in this gentle presence, allowing every breath to deepen your connection to the calm within. If thoughts come, notice them without judgment. As clouds passing through a vast, clear sky, return to the breath, the heartbeat, the still pool inside. Know that you are safe, supported, and held by this inner calm. There is nothing you need to do but be here now. Let your body relax further, sinking more deeply into peace. Feel your muscles releasing, your mind settling like sediment in still water. This calm is your strength, steady, unshakable, enduring. Allow yourself to rest fully in this moment. Breathe softly, feel deeply, rest peacefully. There is no rush, no pressure, only the gentle unfolding of calm within you. Breathe in, breathe out. Be still. Rest. As you continue this practice, you may notice fear or anxiety arise again. This is natural. When this happens, remember that the stillness beneath the waves of emotion remains. You do not need to push the fear away. Simply notice it, breathe into it, and return to your still center. Each return to calm strengthens your courage. Each breath is a step deeper into presence. You are learning to meet fear with kindness and stillness. This is the path of inner peace. This is your true strength. The stillness inside you is always accessible, like a quiet lake reflecting the moon. It waits for you to pause and see. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, come back to this breath. Come back to this calm. Come back to yourself. Your courage grows in this space. Your peace deepens here. Stay with this gentle presence a while longer. Feel the subtle rhythms of your breath, the rise and fall, the ebb and flow. You are safe. You are steady. You are calm. Let this peaceful energy fill your entire being. Let it wash over you like a gentle wave. Soften, surrender, rest. Let your mind float freely in the vastness of calm. Breathe, relax, bead, feel the sacredness of this moment, the preciousness of simply being here, breathing, alive, present, you are whole, you are complete, you are calm, you are courage. Stay with this peaceful awareness as long as you like, and when you are ready, gently bring your attention back to your body. Feel the weight of your hands and feet. Notice the sounds around you. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch softly if you wish. Open your eyes when you are ready, carrying this stillness and calm presence with you. Know that this inner sanctuary is always here, a steady refuge to return to whenever you need. Your courage is born from this calm center. You are stronger than you realize. You are more peaceful than you often allow. This moment of stillness is a gift you give to yourself, a gift you can revisit anytime. Breathe in, calm. Breathe out, fear. Carry this gentle strength into your life. Know that the stillness within supports you always. Fear is one of the most primal and profound experiences we share as human beings. It touches us in moments both small and great, from the flutter of uncertainty before a new endeavor, to the deep and overwhelming dread that can arise in times of crisis. In the teachings of Zen, fear is not something to be crushed or avoided. Instead, it is recognized as a profound teacher, an opportunity for awakening and transformation. At first, this idea may seem counterintuitive. Fear is often regarded as an enemy, a force to fight against, suppress, or escape. Yet Zen invites us to pause, to look deeply, and to meet fear with openness and curiosity. What can fear show us? What wisdom can it offer when we stop resisting it and begin to listen? In this exploration, fear becomes a guide, a mirror, reflecting our vulnerabilities, our attachments, and the limits of our understanding. It teaches us about the nature of impermanence, the layers of self we hold on to, and the depths of courage that reside within us. By embracing fear as a teacher, we step into a path of growth where courage and calm arise naturally. Imagine a moment how it feels when fear first arises. Perhaps it begins as a tightness in the chest, a quickening of the heartbeat, a knot in the stomach. These sensations alert us that something is stirring within, something calling our attention. In Zen practice, we learn not to rush away from these feelings, but to approach them gently, with presence. Fear points us toward what matters deeply. It reveals where we have expectations, where our sense of security feels threatened, where our stories about the world and ourselves begin to fracture. Rather than a signal to panic or resist, fear can be an invitation to inquire. What am I afraid of? What is the story behind this fear? What parts of myself am I being called to understand more fully? One of the core Zen insights is that fear is impermanent. It arises, it changes, and it passes away like clouds drifting across the sky. When we observe fear with mindful attention, we see that it is not a fixed truth, but a passing experience. This awareness softens the grip fear has on us and creates space for insight. Consider the image of a student sitting before a Zen master. The student is troubled by fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. The master does not dismiss this fear or offer quick solutions. Instead, the master invites the student to sit quietly and watch the fear as it moves through the body and mind, to feel its ebb and flow without clinging or pushing away. This practice of mindful observation transforms the student's relationship with fear. Instead of being overwhelmed by it, the student begins to understand fear's nature. They see that fear is often fueled by stories and judgment stories about what should be, what must not happen, or who they should be. As these stories unravel, the intensity of fear lessens and a quieter wisdom emerges. Fear teaches us about attachment to safety, certainty, identity, and control. When we cling tightly to these, fear intensifies. But when we learn to loosen these grips, even just a little, fear becomes less tyrannical. We discover a strength that does not depend on external conditions, but arises from inner freedom. Reflect on a recent moment when you felt afraid. What was the fear telling you? What did it point to beneath the surface? Perhaps it revealed a deep longing for belonging, a desire to be seen and accepted, or a hesitation to step into something new and uncertain. Each of these reflections opens a door to self-awareness. In Zen, this process is not rushed or forced. It is a patient unfolding, a gentle turning toward what is true in the present moment. Fear is not a problem to fix, but a doorway to understanding. Imagine now that fear is a wise teacher sitting beside you. When you feel afraid, you pause and ask, "What do you have to teach me today?" You listen with kindness, without judgment. Maybe fear shows you where you are holding on to old patterns or limiting beliefs. Maybe it invites you to develop compassion for your own vulnerability. Through this dialogue with fear, courage arises, not the absence of fear, but the willingness to be present with fear without being controlled by it. Courage and fear dance together, each giving rise to the other. The more we befriend fear, the more we access the calm strength beneath it. Zen stories often illustrate this transformation. There is a tale of a monk who faced terrifying visions during meditation. Instead of fleeing, he turned toward the fear. With calm attention, over time, the fear dissolved, revealing a deep well of peace. This well was always there, beneath the surface of fear, waiting to be discovered. Reflect now on how fear has shaped your life. What fears have you carried for a long time? How have they limited or protected you? What would it feel like to meet these fears with gentle awareness rather than resistance? Fear also teaches us humility. It reminds us that we do not control everything, that uncertainty is part of life's flow. This acceptance of not knowing can open a door to wonder and curiosity, a shift from fear to awe. When we release the need to control outcomes, fear loses some of its power. We begin to live more fully in the present, responding to life as it unfolds rather than reacting from old patterns of fear. This teaching invites you now to bring your attention to your breath. Notice how your body feels right now, whether there is tension or ease, whether fear is present or calm. Allow your breath to be a steady anchor in this moment. As you breathe in, invite a sense of openness. As you breathe out, release any tightness you are holding. Imagine fear as a teacher who comes and goes like the seasons. Sometimes fear arrives as a fierce storm, other times as a quiet breeze. Each time it comes, it offers a lesson, a chance. To deepen your understanding and compassion, notice how the breath moves with these changes. It is constant and steady, a reminder that beneath the shifting experiences of fear lies a foundation of calm presence. In Zen practice, we learn to sit with fear without pushing it away or clinging to it. This sitting is not passive but active, a courageous opening to whatever arises. Each time you practice this openness, you strengthen your capacity to face life with courage and calm. As you continue this journey, remember that fear is not your enemy. It is a vital part of the human experience, rich with meaning and wisdom. Invite fear to be your guide. Listen to its messages. Learn from its presence. In this way, fear becomes a path to greater freedom, deeper courage, and profound peace. Pause now and bring to mind a situation where fear has held you back. Imagine approaching this fear with a fresh perspective, as a teacher offering insights rather than a threat. What new questions arise? What understanding comes into view? Feel the possibility of responding to fear with curiosity and kindness, allowing it to inform but not control your actions. Know that this transformation takes time and patience. Each moment of presence with fear is a step forward on the path. You are not alone in this. All beings experience fear and the opportunity it brings. Let this teaching settle deeply into your awareness. Carry it with you as a steady companion on your journey. Breathe gently, resting in the wisdom that fear, like all things, is impermanent and filled with potential. This is the heart of Zen's teaching on fear as a teacher, a guide, and a doorway to awakening. May you walk this path with courage and compassion. There once stood a great mountain, ancient and majestic, rising far above the valleys below. Its rocky peaks pierced the sky, often crowned with clouds or sparkling snow. For countless centuries, the mountain had witnessed the changing world. Around it, the slow dance of seasons, the growth of forests at its base, the passage of animals and humans who lived in its shadow. It had become a silent guardian, steadfast and unmoving, embodying a presence beyond time. One day, as often happens in the natural world, a fierce storm began to gather. Dark clouds rolled in from the horizon, blotting out the sun and turning the bright sky into a heavy gray ceiling. The wind began to howl through the crags and cliffs, a wild and untamed force that whipped at the mountain's face with relentless fury. Lightning flashed, illuminating the vast swirling clouds, and thunder rumbled like the voice of the earth itself. From afar, the storm seemed threatening and terrifying. It was a chaos of wind, water, and electricity, a tempest that could uproot trees, flood valleys, and shake even the sturdiest of homes. For creatures living near the mountain, the storm was a cause for fear, a danger that demanded shelter, protection, and caution. Yet, the mountain stood unmoved. Amid the tempest, the mountain remained rooted, its foundation firm in the earth. Beneath it, the wind could not knock it down, the rain could not wash it away. Its surface was battered and worn by the storm's assault, but it did not crumble or retreat. The mountain bore the storm with calm resilience. The sun returned, casting warm light on the mountain's face, revealing droplets of water sparkling on its rocks, and the fresh scent of rain-soaked earth rising from the valley below. Life resumed. Birds emerged from hiding, animals returned to their paths, and the mountain once again stood in quiet dignity, unchanged in its essential nature. This parable of the mountain and the storm holds a profound teaching about the nature of fear and how we might cultivate resilience in the face of life's inevitable challenges. Fear, it can shake us to our core, threaten our sense of safety, and fill us with uncertainty and dread. It is a natural part of the human experience, a response wired into our biology to protect us from harm. Yet, as with the storm, fear is also impermanent. It comes and goes, rises and falls, changes shape and intensity. It is not a fixed state, but a passing experience. When we understand fear as a storm that sweeps through our lives, we begin to see the possibility of endurance, not by resisting or fleeing from fear, but by becoming like the mountain, steady, rooted. It is a presence grounded in the awareness of impermanence, that all feelings, all circumstances arise and pass away like the changing weather. For a moment, on a time when you faced a storm of fear in your own life, perhaps it was a moment of crisis, a difficult conversation, a sudden loss, or the uncertainty of change. How did you respond? Did you try to resist the fear, to push it away, or to deny it? Or were you able to find a place within yourself that remained calm and steady, even as fear swirled around you? The mountain does not deny the storm. It stands fully in the reality of the moment, bearing the storm's weight without losing its essential nature. Likewise, we can learn to sit with fear, allowing its space to be present without overwhelming us. This does not mean passivity or resignation, but a courageous acceptance that holds both the discomfort and the wisdom fear offers. In Zen practice, this calm resilience is cultivated through mindfulness and presence. We train ourselves to observe fear as it arises in the body and mind, to notice its sensations and stories without getting caught in them. We develop an inner steadiness that supports us through difficult moments, a steady breath and attentive mind that serve as our refuge. The mountain's resilience is also a reflection of its deep roots, its connection to the earth beneath it. In the same way, cultivating courage and calm in the face of fear requires grounding ourselves in the present moment. This grounding helps us withstand the pull of anxious thoughts about the future or regrets about the past. Impermanence is another key lesson from this parable. The storm is fierce but temporary. It arises and passes, leaving behind no lasting damage to the mountain's true essence. Fear, too, is fleeting. It may feel overwhelming in the moment, but it does not define us or our lives. When we hold on to fear tightly, when we identify with it as who we are or as an unchangeable truth, we suffer unnecessarily. We become like a tree uprooted by the storm, tossed by every gust of wind. But when we embrace impermanence, we find freedom. We allow fear to come and go, to reveal itself and dissolve, knowing that beneath the storm lies a stillness that endures. Imagine yourself as the mountain, standing tall and grounded, aware of the storm raging around you but untouched in your core. Feel the strength in your roots, the connection to your breath, your body, and the earth beneath you. Notice the sky above, vast and open, holding the clouds and storms without resistance. As you embody this image, fear becomes not a force that controls you, but a visitor you welcome and observe. You learn to trust in your own capacity to endure, to bend but not break, to remain present and whole no matter the weather within. Reflect now on the ways you might cultivate this resilience in your daily life. Perhaps it is through meditation, connecting with the steady rhythm of your breath. Perhaps it is through mindful movement, feeling the solidity of your feet on the ground. Perhaps it is through simple moments of stillness and presence amidst the busyness of life. You might also consider the support of others, the community, friends, teachers who serve as fellow mountains, sharing strength and wisdom. Remember that even the tallest mountain is part of a larger landscape, connected to rivers, forests, and sky. Fear may come again, as storms always do, but with practice, you can meet each storm with the steadiness of the mountain. You can rest in the knowledge that the storm is not permanent, that it will pass, and that your true nature is calm and enduring. In moments when fear feels overwhelming, return to this image. Breathe deeply and feel yourself rooted like the mountain. Allow the storm to move through you without losing your center. Trust in the impermanence of fear and the strength that lies within. As you continue on this path, remember the wisdom of the mountain and the storm, that life will always bring challenges. But your response can be one of calm, resilience, and presence. May this teaching inspire you to face fear with courage, to endure storms with grace, and to discover the peaceful strength that lies within. Take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs fully and slowly. Hold for a moment at the top of your inhale, feeling the fullness. Then release gently and completely through your mouth or nose, allowing the breath to flow out naturally, carrying away tension. Again, inhale deeply and slowly, gathering calm. Hold, then exhale fully, letting your body melt a little more into relaxation. As you continue breathing deeply and mindfully, allow your breath to settle into its natural rhythm. No need to force or change it. Simply notice the coolness of the air as it enters your nostrils, the gentle expansion of your chest and belly, and the warmth of the breath as it leaves your body. Let each breath guide you deeper into presence, each exhale softening any tension or resistance you may be holding. Now, bring your attention to the sensations of your body, the weight of your body against the surface beneath you. Feel the connection of your feet or seat grounding you. Sense the support holding you up, steady and reliable. Allow yourself to rest here, fully supported, fully safe In this space of calm presence, gently turn your awareness to the theme of change. Notice the ways that change is a natural part of your life. Moments when the familiar shifts, when days grow longer or shorter, when seasons move from one to the next. Reflect on how your body itself is always in flux. The beating of your heart, the flow of your blood, the constant renewal of cells. Change is the ever-present rhythm of life. Just as the earth moves through day and night, light and shadow, so too do your thoughts, feelings, and experiences arise and pass away. This truth of impermanence can be a source of both discomfort and freedom. Perhaps there are changes happening in your life right now, some welcome, some difficult, some unexpected. Or maybe there are fears stirring within you about future changes yet to come. Whatever arises, know that it is natural to feel uncertainty, even fear, in the face of the unknown. Now, imagine your breath as a gentle tide, flowing in and out like waves upon a shore. Each inhale draws in fresh energy. Each exhale releases what no longer serves. With each breath, invite a sense of openness to the flow of change, neither resisting nor clinging, but simply allowing. Top picture, a storm on the horizon. The sky is dark and heavy with clouds, the wind beginning to stir. The storm approaches with a mighty roar, bringing rain, thunder, and lightning. It may seem overwhelming, powerful, even frightening. See the storm fully, without judgment or fear. Notice the energy it carries, the wildness of its movement. Feel the wind on your skin, the rain falling gently or fiercely. Allow yourself to be present with the storm as it unfolds. As the storm reaches its peak, know that this too is temporary. Storms do not last forever. They arise, they move through, and they pass on. Visualize the storm gradually easing. The thunder grows distant. The rain softens to a gentle drizzle. The clouds begin to part. The sky lightens, revealing patches of blue and the first warm rays of sun. Feel the fresh air after the storm, cool, clean, renewed. Sense the calm that follows the chaos. Notice how the world feels washed and refreshed, ready to begin anew. Allow this image of the clearing sky to become a symbol of your own capacity to embrace change. Just as the storm moves through the sky, so do challenging moments move through your life. They do not define you, nor do they last forever. Bring this awareness into your body. With each inhale, breathe in a sense of spaciousness and possibility. With each exhale, release tightness, fear, or resistance. Feel yourself softening into the present moment, open to whatever arises. If thoughts come, worries about the future, memories of the past, judgments about your experience, gently acknowledge them without engaging, like clouds drifting across the sky. Return your focus to your breath and the sensation of openness. Now, imagine yourself standing at the edge of a forest. The trees sway gently in the breeze, their leaves whispering softly. Ahead, a path winds through the woods, uncertain, but inviting. Know that you are not alone on this path. The earth beneath your feet supports you. The sky above stretches wide and unending. Your breath is steady and sure. Take a step forward onto the path. With each step, you move deeper into the embrace of change, trusting that you have the strength to walk through uncertainty with courage and grace. Feel the resilience growing within you, like roots extending from your feet into the soil, grounding you even as you move forward. You are both grounded and moving, steady and adaptable. Consider the ways in which your own life has shown this resilience. Times when you faced change and found resources within yourself to meet it. Moments of growth born from challenge. Allow gratitude to arise for your own inner strength. Now, gently scan your body from head to toe, noticing any areas where tension remains. With your breath, send warmth and softness to those places. Invite them to relax and release. Imagine that your breath is like sunlight filtering through the forest canopy, reaching even the deepest shadows and bringing light and warmth. Let this light dissolve fear and resistance. As you continue breathing, let your awareness expand beyond yourself. Imagine the vast web of life surrounding you, the sky, the trees, and all beings moving through their own cycles of change. Know that impermanence is shared by all. You are part of a great unfolding, a continuous becoming. This can be a source of deep connection and peace. Repeat gently to yourself, either silently or aloud, words of acceptance and courage. I embrace change as part of life's flow. I trust in my ability to face uncertainty with calm and strength. I release resistance and open to the possibilities that change brings. I am rooted like the mountain, flexible like the bamboo. Allow these words to settle into your heart, becoming a foundation for courage and peace. If fear or discomfort arise again, acknowledge them with kindness. Remember that to feel fear is to be fully human. You are not alone in this experience. Imagine now a gentle river flowing nearby. Its waters move steadily, carrying leaves, branches, and light reflections along their path. The river does not resist obstacles. It flows around stones, curves with the land. Continuing on its journey, see yourself as this river, adaptable, persistent, moving forward despite whatever obstacles or fears may appear. Feel the movement of your breath as a river, flowing in and out. Let go of any need to control or fix what is happening. Simply be with what is. As this meditation begins to come to a close, take a few more deep, nourishing breaths. Breathe in calm and openness. Breathe out tension and fear. Know that you can. Return to this place of peace and acceptance whenever you need. The breath, the image of the mountain and storm, the clearing sky, the flowing river, all are within you. When you feel ready, begin to bring your awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes gently. Stretch your body if that feels good. Slowly open your eyes, carrying with you a sense of calm, resilience, and openness to change.